Hey, good morning. It's Kevin of Root Development back to you today on site at one of our sports facilities. We've talked about it. We've posted about a new product that's been blended. They're definitely not new products, but two new products being put together. I'm with Yara representative Nick Tristani, correct?
Kevin, how are you?
Awesome. And the product that we were able to get from Ferti, from Randy Ryder, is pretty cool. And I'm just going to let really Nick talk about it more, but it's a 2006. And if you could talk about the Yara NK Green in there and what the benefits are of having two different, basically, nutrient packages in one granular application.
Absolutely. So I know you and I have talked about the homogeneous nature of Yara and the way we manufacture it. And we know that it's unique in the fact that its nitrogen source is ammonium nitrate, so that's where the ammoniacal and the nitrate portion come into this label. The benefit, again, of that homogeneous material is that NK Green as a raw material source has two forms of nitrogen, ammoniacal nitrate, but also potassium. So you're getting three nutrients or two different forms of nitrogen and potassium all in one prill. And being part of this blend, this 2006, so half of this bag, so 25 pounds out of 50 pounds is going to be containing potassium, whereas if you're using an MOP or an SOP, this 6% would probably equate, depending on the raw material being MOP or SOP, are going to equate to anywhere from maybe 6 to 8 pounds of product. So again, it's not the number on the bag, but how much of that material makes up that 6%. So half a bag is going to be delivering potassium, so much better feed for that, for your cold tolerance. And then the nitrate form, again, for greening, we're at that time of year where both ammoniacal and nitrate are going to provide that dormant feed. All that energy is going to go into carbohydrate storage, so when you come out of the spring, that plant's going to be able to utilize it much faster. And then the AccuBlue portion of it, so this 9% out of the 20 is going to be slowly available. So that's a polymer coated urea, so that's going to be available once those temperatures start to increase in that May timeframe. It's going to sit, not do anything, not volatilize because it's coated. And then once that weather hits up in that May, it's going to start to release over that 60-day period. So it's not going to go anywhere. It's going to be sitting there, and then when those temperatures hit in the soil, it'll start to release when it's needed. So that is a benefit as well, using that. And plus, the other nice benefit of this is that it's not a rock filler, and then it's actually Ferti's EC+, so it's an enhanced lime. So you're getting the benefit of a lime and also some humic acid as well in there.
Which is important because I know if you deal directly in a Yara product, when you go homogeneous, there's no filler because every prill has the nutrients on it that is specified in the bag. When you go into your standard granular mix, there is some type of filler / carrier in that bag to make up the full composition of 50 pounds based on the percentage of the number of nutrition that's on that bag.
Exactly right. So just because, let's say this was a non-Yara product, the 2005, and depending on its nitrogen source, again, that potassium source, it's not going to be as much material in the bag. So even though the percentage 6% would be the same, the amount of material actually delivering K or potassium is much different. So it's important to understand what the material it's derived from. So that is important to take note when you're looking at any type of label and understanding what's in a fertilizer grade.
And then maybe we talked earlier about application rate, and Randy has his suggested rate. This is a test. This is one of the first products that going out, or pallets that's going out of this product. We're going on sports fields, and I know you were talking about the wear and tear that sports fields take, and really they're played right up until almost frozen ground every year here, and they're out as soon as mud's out. They're on the fields. So I know here we're talking, 3.5 pounds is what the recommended rate on, let's say, on residential turf?
Yes, again, depending on what state you're in and what the regulations are, that's always follow. Label is the law, so follow the label. But yeah, for sports fields, again, there's not a carte blanche answer. So something like sports fields where it's getting such heavy use traffic. Now, if it was a baseball field and less traffic, I'd say, yeah, you could probably get away with, again, not starving it, but, maybe not having to make as much recovery. But something like soccer where you're having... How many players are on a field? I don't even know anymore.
So there should be, if you're playing 11v11, it's 22.
Okay, so 22 feet, so 44 feet. So yeah, it adds up, and it's a bunch of wear. So you need to recover, you need to feed it. So I think, again, following the label here at 7/10 is a healthy shot.
Good.
And then once you come again, hopefully we get some moisture. I know it's been bone dry here in the Northeast, Philly all the way up to here.
For months.
It's a 5-hour window and it's been bone dry, so it's ungodly dry. So we'll hopefully get some moisture. And the other benefit too of having NK Green in here is ammonium nitrate as a raw material is more soluble than a urea source or like an ammonium sulfate. So if you do a solubility test, just how many grams you could solubilize in a liter, which is what it's based on, it's more soluble in that sense.
So in layman's term, less water to get a reaction.
The prill to break down. Yep. Yeah, which means quicker availability to your plant.
Which is important this year, like you said, as dry as it is.
Yeah.
So let's cut open this bag and see what it looks like. And this will be...
drum roll, please.
Yeah, it'll be new for everyone. We may have to open up two because this hopper is a little big, but we'll go sideways so you can... And maybe
That's a professional cut there.
Yeah. Getting ready for Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're definitely carving the turkey.
Maybe you can talk about you can see the different color prills. I know what they are, but maybe you can explain them a little bit better to people.
Yeah, so
understanding of it.
So what we're looking at here is we know, again, NK Green as a raw material is white. So all these white prills is going to be the NK Green. So every single one of these white prills in this handful is going to contain nitrate and ammoniacal nitrogen as well as potassium, plus some chlorine as well, which I know everyone sometimes foo-foos on chlorine, but actually chlorine's important in water regulation. So, and from a micronutrient standpoint, it is important. So you are getting that benefit as well. This blue color would be the AccuBlue 60. So this blue dye, that's going to be the polymer-coated urea. So that's going to be...
So that's your second source of
that would
nutrient.
Be your second source, yeah, from a raw material, correct. So it would be your third nitrogen source.
Got it.
Third form of nitrogen. So that's going to be the one that's available over a 60-day period, and that's based on the soil temp. So that's based typically on 68 degree Fahrenheit. So until your soil starts to warm up, which I assume up here is probably late May, mid-May, or even later than that.
No, we'll be mid-May. It seems getting warmer earlier and staying warmer longer during the winter times. It's weird.
Yeah, so based on that, I would say then that's when this will start to kick in and start to release. And then these brown particles is going to be your enhanced lime, the EC+. So 3 prills, which is a great amount, great distribution. So the less prills there are making up a blend, the better the distribution.
Right.
So this is a 3 prill, all thrill blend.
Nice one. All right, so now we're gonna go throw this out on some fields, see how it goes through the machines, and we'll report back. Obviously, we're not going to see any major change in turf quality this year, but this will be something that will
lay in
be
the foreground, yeah.
Yep,
and laying the base foundation.
It depends. We actually may get some moisture this week, and looks like some temps are going to stay consistent. We may get a little turf color, but we'll do some before and afters. Give you a quick shot of wide out before we're on the machines, but there's basically 490,000 square feet of multiple soccer and lacrosse fields that you can see. Their foot traffic. They do 110 games a weekend on here, constant tournaments, and this is hopefully their last weekend. Typically we're much colder now and the ground is much firmer, and they normally stop just for kid injury, but because it's warmer they're doing a lot more practices. But this is our plateau today that we're going to fert with this new product. Edit 1. Stop. Can I get my finger underneath?